Okay, we're going to get started since it's already later than normal. We will call the meeting to order, and I'll ask for, if we don't have any remote participation requests, I'll ask for a motion to allow Member Chaplin to become a member of the committee.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Roll call, please.
Member Krajewski,
Here.
Member Covert, Member Garcia,
Oh, here.
Member Ozark, Member Rutledge, Member Chaplin, here, Chair Tornatori.
Here, we have a quorum. I have no chairman's remarks. Public comment. Public comments limited to 3 minutes per person at the beginning of the meeting. Any comment on zoning items is limited to discussion or testimony presented at the Zoning Board of Appeals. No new testimony will be presented. We have 2 people sign up for public comment. Albert Miranda for the consumer fireworks display.
Yeah, hello, my name is Albert Miranda. I applied for a consumer fireworks display on a 4-acre private property in unincorporated Downers Grove. Access to the property is via a private road. The display will adhere to the requirements set forth by the Office of the Illinois State Fire Marshal. My local fire department has reviewed and approved the site plan, the discharge area, the fallout area, and the proposed fireworks. The consumer fireworks display is for the enjoyment of the neighborhood. Residents will be able to view the display from their homes, and my neighborhood homeowners association supports the display, and they've also submitted a letter of their approval, which Mr. Haas was kind enough to make copies of all 3 letters, and I believe you have copies of those letters.
Okay, thank you. Stephen Francis regarding New Waves Car Wash.
Yes, sir. We made a proposal for a facelift to the existing Suds on 83 car wash. It's a existing building at the corner of Honeysuckle Rose Lane and Route 83. The building is in disrepair. We're looking at doing an addition and facelift on it to bring it, up to modern standards, make the parking lot more manageable for traffic control inside at pay stations. So we're asking for some conditional exceptions for that.
Thank you. That concludes the public comment portion of the meeting. Moving on to approval of the minutes. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of May 17th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Are there any additions, corrections, or deletions? Hearing none, seeing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The minutes are approved. Moving on to regulatory services, action item 6A, Napier Place condominiums. I will entertain a motion to disallow any new building permits for Napier Place Condominium Association for their failure to apply for zoning relief and submitted application fees.
So moved.
Second.
The motion and a second. I think we all remember this from a few months ago.
I just have a question.
Yes.
Question on this in terms of the balcony. Is there any safety issues that we need to be concerned about? Is anybody going to be in any harm's way because we're not allowing these to be repaired?
That was one of our concerns, and what we found is that all of the permits that we looked at were actually a homeowners association request to follow a certain design standard. There weren't any exigent circumstances out there.
It's just a design thing, not a safety thing.
Yes, we were originally under the idea or the thought that this was an exigent circumstance, and that doesn't appear to be the case out here.
All right, thank you so much, Paul.
Okay, any other questions, comments? Okay, all those in favor of the motion to disallow these building permits?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, item B, I'll entertain a motion to approve Albert Miranda Consumer Fireworks Display at 8511 Crane Road, Downers Grove. There's a motion and a second. Any questions, comments? So this is just a private party who wants to put this on?
That's correct, yes.
Okay.
And the letters that you have from the fire district, the homeowners association, and the airport authority have all made it very clear that the homeowners association and the airport authority accepts no responsibility. This is just going to be a private home. The property does happen to be on 4 acres of land adjacent to the end of the airport on the east side of the Brook Ridge Estates and Aero Association. So there's plenty of room for this display to occur, and there is no requirement for any parking because there's not going to be any staging area. People will be watching it from the homes in Brook Ridge and in Darien as well.
And given that fireworks that I would have set off in my backyard are generally illegal, this meets all the requirements of the sheriff.
That's correct. What you will see 2 fireworks displays request for Medina and Naperville Country Club. This petitioner has the same type of pyrotechnics license from the state that those organizations have as well. And as the applicant noted, and we have a letter, the Fire Protection District is on call for this as well, similar to what occurs with the Naperville Fire and the Medina fireworks displays as well. So this is a professional fireworks display at a private home.
Great. Any questions, comments? Okay, there's a motion and a second to approve this special event action item. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And the motion carries. Item C, entertain a motion to approve special events permit for Naperville Country Club fireworks display.
So moved.
Motion second. Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Item D, entertain a motion to approve ZSE 22-00003 Medina Country Club 4th of July fireworks display.
So moved.
Motion second. Any questions, comments? Paul?
Mr. Chairman, I just want to note for all 3 of these, including the private fireworks display, they've all met the code requirements that we have, which includes providing an insurance policy that has $1 million indemnification against the county. So in each instance, we have the insurance policies as well.
Great. Any questions? Motion second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 36-22 ordinance zoning 2214 New Wave Car Wash. This was a zoning board of appeals recommendation to deny a conditional use for planned development, rear building setback, north side setback, and a north side setback from 30 feet to approximately 0 feet for pavement and drive-by. Also is consistent with our past. I'll entertain a motion to approve it in the affirmative, then we can discuss it. A motion to approve this. There's a motion to approve. Is there a second? A motion to approve and a second. Paul, do you want to give us a little bit of history on why this was denied at the ZBA?
Sure. As the petitioner had mentioned, this is an old antiquated car wash. It's probably 40, 50 years old. The entire site is covered with asphalt and a building for the old car wash. What the petitioner is proposing to do is bring it up to current standards, but they do need some zoning relief because the site is still somewhat limited. They're proposing a new building. They're proposing new water reclamation system. They're proposing a new system for their drying and blowing machines. And also a new on-site circulation pattern. Right now, when you come on the property, you just sort of go wherever you can go. That will change with this proposal if it's approved. The Zoning Board of Appeals was poised to approve this because the issues before them were really the site design and the site plan. So originally, the Zoning Board of Appeals made a motion to approve, but then there was concern about 2 issues, and they have to do with permitting issues. One, decibel levels on the blowers. They wanted to see some data on that. We indicated that the data on that would be submitted as part of the building permit. It would have to meet the decibel level requirements of the ordinance. This is going to be a new blower system, so it's going to be substantially quieter than the. When I say quieter, that's assuming the existing condition of the system is quiet, but it's not. It's very noisy, the existing one is. In addition, the reclamation system for taking the water back in and recirculating back into the system. That will all be brand new, and that will be part of the permitting process. Those were the 2 issues that caused the Zoning Board of Appeals to deny this. But in terms of the site design and the site layout, they didn't have any problems with it.
So the issues that the Zoning Board of Appeals had are going to be addressed at the building permit stage.
Correct.
Okay. There's a motion to approve this. Is there any other questions?
Yeah, Paul, we have 7 members on that committee, right?
6 now.
Six.
One is resigned.
Yeah, that question is there's 1 absent, so I said 7. So we have a vacancy there. Is that going to be appointed soon? I mean,
We're looking to get it appointed, yes, sir.
and then it seems like we just get so many of these coming from the zoning board that we don't have staff maybe help them out that are guided, because this is just like stormwater. I have a concern about stormwater, except you can't get a permit issued until you comply to the stormwater or the lighting. It's you have a concern about lighting, so I'm gonna vote no, but they can't get a permit unless the lights meet the 5 candle. So, I mean, these are all questions that, I mean, are at the permitting department, and that's shouldn't seem to be a reason to deny these things, and it seems like we're getting more and more of these denials, and we then go the other way. I'm not sure what's going on there. It's a lot different than when I was on it many years ago on this committee, and everything that was coming through the zoning board. Hence, maybe, I don't know if they need training over there or what, but this, I mean, those 2 issues that you just said are permitting issues that should have nothing to do with whether you grant it or not, because any of the things that come through the ZBA, whether it's stormwater, lighting, or decibel levels, those things can't go forward unless they meet the permit issues. So
Thank God for the development committee.
yeah, but some of them, they need super majorities, and if we have 2 people out on, we need 14 votes no matter what.
Well, no, we won't need a super
No, I know,
majority
but
on
I'm just
this,
saying
because it's
some of
not a
them are
variation.
seen.
Some do.
We need super majority, and if one of them votes say no, and
I get it. I get it. I don't think you can serve on both committees, Member Petruski, and I'm
I don't
gonna
wanna be
let
on
you
the
go
zoning
on
board.
this one. So good luck with it. All right, your point is well taken. All right, we have a motion and a second to approve this in contravention of the ZBA's recommendation. Any further questions? All is in favor of the motion to approve this?
Aye.
Saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion is approved. This will go to county board with a recommendation to approve. I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 33-22, ordinance zoning 2220, the zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a conditional use for plan development for an accessory dwelling unit and an exception to allow for a person living in the accessory dwelling used to be less than 62 years old.
Second.
What's with the 62-year-old issue?
Zoning ordinance requires that accessory dwelling units be occupied by someone who is a member of the family and also who is 62 years of age or older.
What do you do when that person becomes 63? Kick them out?
62 or older.
Or older, oh, okay. All right.
Question on this.
It says less than 62. That's why I'm looking at this.
This is in this particular case, they are asking for this zoning relief to allow the person to be less than 62 years of age. So if they were 62 or older, they wouldn't need the zoning relief.
Okay.
Quick question on this.
Yes.
I noticed that the health department approved it, I think, for an art studio or something. So they have to, again, is this in the permitting part?
Correct.
They would have to approve this for this accessory dwelling unit, correct?
And the health department is aware of it, and the property owner is aware of that next step as well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and I'm excited to see that we're going to actually allow an accessory dwelling unit. I'm glad that this is going forth. This is something we're trying to do with affordable housing, so I'm definitely yes on this one.
The other concern out there as well, and we've talked with the health department and Jim, the building department, about this particular use and then accessory dwelling units in general. And we've surveyed all of the fire protection districts on potential need to increase fire suppression in the building. In this particular case, and we'll have some data for you, but in this particular case, West Chicago is not requiring that this building be sprinklered.
Okay,
It's not a requirement.
but you'll come forward with us with more information.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions? We have a motion and a second to approve this. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Entertain a motion to approve DCO 34-22, ordinance zoning 2221, a zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a conditional use to allow an existing shed to remain on the property. Motion and a second. Any questions, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Lastly, I'll entertain a motion to approve DCO 35-22, ordinance zoning 2224, a zoning hearing officer's recommendation to approve a conditional use to increase the maximum detached accessory building area. So motion and a second. Any discussion, comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Do we have any old business? Do we have any new business? Seeing none, without objection, we'll adjourn. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.